Hello and welcome. You are joining us again in the daily bulletin of Into Vietnam, only here on VITV channel. Let's take a look at our top stories. The World Bank say Vietnam business climate lags behind Malaysia and Thailand. In today's program, we also look at depositors' reacts to declining mobilization interest rate ceiling. And the State Bank governor says Vietnam will see 3% of non-performing loan ratio in 2015. In its Doing Business 2015 report, officially launched on October the 29th, the World Bank said Vietnam's business climate ranked the 78th position over 189 economies across the globe and lagged behind Malaysia at 18th and Thailand at the 26th. The ranking position also means Vietnam fell 6 notches from 2014 Business Environment Ranking. The report appreciated Vietnam's improvement in credit information transparency with the establishment of a new credit information agency. According to the World Bank report, Vietnam's tax payment duration ranked in the 173rd position in the world, falling 2 notches with 872 hours of tax payment and accounting for 40.8% of business profits. Electricity accessibility duration of 115 days, construction permit of 114 days, and bankruptcy procedures of up to 5 years. It can be seen that although Vietnam constantly announced to reform business procedures, its global ranking for the ease of doing business fell. On this paradox, Ms. Nguyễn Minh Thảo, Deputy Head of the Business Climate and Competitiveness Department under the National Economic Research Institute said, it may be because other countries are carrying out the same reforms and the overhauling pace in Vietnam is lower. Commercial banks' deposit rate ceiling dropped to 5.5% on October the 29th as directed by the central bank. How do depositors react to the information when their profits are shrunken? Watch the following report for more details.
Following the State Bank's direction, mobilization interest rate table at commercial banks changed simultaneously. Its under 6-month ceiling decreased to 5.5%. 1 or 2 month term at a few banks even fell stiffly compared with the ceiling, ranging between 4 and 4.5% at state-owned banks and listing around 5% at commercial banks. At large-scale commercial banks and smaller ones, 6-month term deposits are virtually kept at 5 to 5.5%. and 6 to 6.5% respectively.
Nói thực sự là lãi suất có giảm thì từ trước đến giờ tôi vẫn gửi tiền vào Việt Nam đồng với tiết kiệm bằng ngân hàng để mà lấy lãi để mà chi tiêu cho gia đình thôi, chứ không đầu tư vào các kênh khác.
Bác thì bác biết nhưng mà bác cũng không quan tâm đến nó có hay không, bác chỉ có tiền hưu thì bác cái tiết kiệm đồng nào bác ra gửi đồng đấy để khi nào bác cần thì bác tiêu, chứ còn bác không quan tâm nó là bao nhiêu cả.
Amid low inflation and gloomy economic situation, commercial banks had taken an active step to slash the mobilization interest rate prior to the SBV's decision. Hence, the new regulation wasn't strong enough for cash to flow out of the banking system. However, some depositors are wavering.
Nhiều khi bọn chị có những cái đồng tiền nhàn rỗi muốn gửi để đảm bảo, nhưng vì nó thấp quá thì nó không đảm bảo về cuộc sống chẳng hạn đấy.
Khi mà lãi suất giảm thấp quá, người dân người ta không thỏa mãn với cái mức lãi suất đó thì cũng có thể người ta sẽ không gửi tiền vào các ngân hàng thương mại nữa. Thế thì không gửi tiền vào ngân hàng thương mại nữa thì người dân Việt Nam thông thường luồng tiền sẽ dồn sang mấy cái địa chỉ khác. Đầu tiên ấy là chúng ta có thể nói đến là thị trường chứng khoán. Nó sẽ làm cho thị trường chứng khoán ấm lên và đấy cũng là một cái kênh để dẫn chuyển vốn tốt ở trong nền kinh tế. Thế còn cái địa chỉ thứ hai là thường sẽ đầu tư vào thị trường vàng, thị trường ngoại tệ dưới dạng là đầu cơ vào đô la Mỹ, chủ yếu là đô la Mỹ, và nếu làm như vậy thì đấy quả thật là một vấn đề rất là tiêu cực. Thế còn cái địa chỉ thứ ba cũng có thể đến nữa, đấy là thị trường bất động sản.
Excess liquidity pressure may lead commercial banks' deposit rate to further decline in the coming time. Thus,
And now let's move on the bulletin with some financial news.
Following the State Bank's lowering of key policy rates, the NZ said the continued softness in inflation will likely provide the central bank some space to further ease monetary conditions in the next 2 months, in the hope of reaching its 12 to 14% credit growth target in 2014. The NZ said headline inflation declined further to 3.23% year-on-year in October, taking year-to-date average to 4.47%. Unless economic activity picks up in the last couple of months of the year, inflation will likely average below 5%. The central bank reported total outstanding loans of credit institutions rose 7.85% as of October the 24th, which is far from the whole year target. It's attributed to banks' reluctance to boost lending out with bad debt threat hanging over their head. Vietnam's credit growth target hit the bullet with a narrow escape last year, when total capital flow to the economy only rose 7.21% in November 2013. But in the end, the government's short-term stimulus policies have banks hit high on the goal of 12.5%. According to HSBC report, lending in Vietnam could accelerate in the last months of 2014 after the central bank cut key rates, but full-year credit growth would be at 10%, below expectations, the report said. Trade would be the main driver for Vietnam's GDP growth, while private consumption will not rise sharply due to low consumer confidence.
The State Bank Governor Nguyễn Văn Bình affirmed in 2015 non-performing loan ratio among local credit institutions would hit 3% as planned. Speaking at the monthly government working session in October, whose focus is on public debts and non-performing loans, the State Bank Governor said Vietnam's sound loans were worth 464 trillion dong in 2012, with 252 trillion dong of which has been cleared out by the end of October this year, bringing the bad debt ratio to 5.43% of the total loans. The governor went on to affirm the bad debt ratio from 2015 will hover at around 3%, while the finance minister Đinh Tiến Dũng also said from now through 2020, Vietnam's public debt will not cross the 65% of GDP safety line. On public debt, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng requires the finance minister to soon announce the relevant figures in front of the National Assembly and the citizens. The direction should have to highlight the government direction of prioritize public debt for development investment, with 98% of which for developing infrastructure. And now, before we go, let's take a look at the local gold prices, forex and stock market. Now the program has come to an end. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon and goodbye for now.